fatores humanos, a morte.
Human factors,
A
death.
morte é uma coisa difícil de
Death is a
lidar,
difficult thing to deal with,
de todas
because
as
from all
perdas que a
losses we
gente
may
pode
have,
ter,
death is the one
ela
that is
é uma
irreversible.
das que é irreversível, né? Não dá para você fazer a ressurreição de uma pessoa
You can't have a
pela tua
person's resurrection by your own will.
praticar o que você
You can
praticar, mas
practice
você
whatever
sabe
you
que quando
want,
acaba,
but you know when
acabou
life is
ali,
over,
acabou
the space for relationship with that physical
espaço
vehicle is over too,
de
for you and the other
relação
person.
do físico, né?
That's very
De
painful.
alguma pessoa ou com você mesmo, é uma coisa muito doída, né? Eu penso que a morte é a
I
apoteose
think
da
death
vida.
is the apotheosis of life.
Talvez você possa anotar até essa frase. A morte é a
You can write
apoteose
it
da vida.
down.
Vou
Death
explicar
is the
por quê.
apotheosis of
Porque a gente
life.
passa, a gente faz o
I will
percurso da
explain
nossa
why.
vida,
Because we make our life's
na
journey
nossa
in our
rotina.
routine.
Tem dois momentos que são de
There are
apoteose.
two moments of apotheosis. One is the
Momento é o do
birth, when
nascimento,
people accelerate the chakras to be able
onde
to
as
synchronize,
pessoas
for example,
aceleram
who
os
will be born with
chakras
the mother's
para
energy
poder
component.
sincronizar, né? Por exemplo, quem vai nascer com todo o aparelho energético da mãe, e quando você vai morrer, você acelera os chakras para
And when
poder
you die,
sair do
you
corpo
accelerate the
físico,
chakras to
né?
get out
E
of the
essa
physical body.
aceleração eu chamo de apoteose mesmo, porque
This
é uma
acceleration
geração de
I call
energia e
apotheosis
aí
because it's a
apaga-se,
power
né,
generation.
o corpo,
You
porque
turn off your
todas as
body,
energias são
because all this
utilizadas para
energy is
isso.
used for that.
Mas não é um momento tão bom,
But it's not a very good
porque
moment,
nós
because we
queremos a
want
continuidade,
continuity.
né? É isso que nós desejamos. A gente quer continuar
This is what we
infinitamente.
want.
Não funciona assim,
We
mas
want to
é o que a
continue
gente
infinitely.
deseja, né?
It doesn't
E se
work
você
like
vem
that,
fazendo
but
o
it's what we
percurso da tua
want.
vida, e
You're making
quando
your
você está
life
longe
journey,
do
and
momento da
while
morte,
you're
da
far from
velhice,
death or from
aí
an
está
old
tudo
age,
bem. Quando
everything
você
is
começa a se
okay.
aproximar, você começa a se preocupar, né? É
When
assim
you
que
start getting
nós
older,
somos
you start
treinados.
worrying.
Ninguém pode
This
ter
is
a
how we
noção
are trained.
exata do que
Nobody can
acontece
have an
depois
exact
que você
idea of what
perde o
happens after
veículo físico.
losing the
A gente
physical
estuda,
vehicle.
aprende, faz todo tipo de trabalho,
We
realiza
study,
projeções
learn, do
astrais,
every kind of
aprende
work,
sobre
have astral
espiritualidade, aprende em
projections,
todas as
learn
religiões como
about
acontece,
spirituality,
né? Como é
learn about
que
all
alguém
religions,
salva
how
alguém,
to
como é
help
que
people.
nós aprendemos
We
tudo.
learn
Ah,
everything.
mas a verdade é que o momento da morte é a perda da
But the
continuidade
truth is,
física. E
death is the
aquele
loss of
que teve
physical
o falecimento
continuity,
físico, ele
and
entra em
who had the
luto do outro
physical
lado, se
death
ele
is
não
in
estiver
mourning on the
preparado o
other side if
suficiente.
the person
Como
was not
todos que
enough
foram desse
prepared.
lado também
The
entram em
same
luto.
happens
Então
with
é um
people
luto
who are on this
geral,
side
né?
too.
É o luto das pessoas que têm corpo
So,
físico e o
it's a
luto
general
daqueles
mourning
que
of people who have a
já
physical
estão do outro
body,
lado.
and the mourning of those who already are on the other side.
Isso para mim parece até
For me,
uma
it is something
coisa
difficult for us to
que é difícil
digest.
de a gente digerir, né? É bem duro, né? Eu tenho um
It's
momento
really
que
hard.
aconteceu há pouco tempo na minha vida de uma pessoa
There's
muito
something that
querida,
happened
né?
in my life
Uma
recently,
pessoa
a very dear
desde a
person since my
infância.
childhood.
E eu já falei tanto dessa senhora que eu acho
I've
que eu
talked so much
fico
about this
puxando
lady,
ela, né?
I think I am pulling her,
Fazendo as minhas
making my
evocações, mas
evocations,
não
but I don't
evoco,
evoke her,
eu
I just
apenas
admire her.
admiro, né? E eu era garoto, né? Devia ter uns 14
I
anos,
was a
13
boy,
anos, adolescente,
13 or 14
e eu
years
ia
old, a
conversar com
teenager,
ela
and I
para
used to
contar
talk to her
queria
about
contar
things.
da minha vida, das coisas que eu enxergava.
I
Eu não
wanted to
conseguia
tell her
contar.
about my life,
Então,
the
eu
things I
ficava
have
tentando
seen,
arrumar
but I couldn't
caminhos
tell
para
her.
dizer para ela,
So I tried to find ways
porque eu
to
via
tell
uma
her,
coisa e eu
because
não
to whom would I
conseguia
tell the
contar para
things I
ninguém.
saw?
Só que essa senhora, ela era uma pessoa assim,
But this
com um
lady was a
coração
person with
imenso.
an immense heart.
Ela era uma religiosa, né? Então,
She was religious, a
uma
church minister,
mista,
and had a very hard
uma
life.
mulher com muito sofrimento na vida, tudo. E, bom, acontece que algumas vezes era de
Sometimes,
madrugada e
in
eu
the middle of
ligava.
the
Você
night,
imagina, você
I
ligar
would
para uma
call her.
pessoa às 2 horas da manhã, 2h30
Imagine
da
calling
manhã
someone
e
at 2,
falar, eu
2:30
preciso
a.m. saying,
conversar, né?
I need to talk to you.
Ela, vem aqui, meu filho. Você imaginou alguém
She
às
used to
2 da
answer,
manhã
Come here,
fazer
son.
chá
Have you
para
ever
você,
imagined someone at
aí
2
daqui a
a.m. making
pouquinho
tea
você
for
está
you,
ali na mesa,
with a little
era uma mesa
bread,
redonda,
sitting at the
né?
table?
E eu ficava
I remember
falando
it
para
was
ela
a
algumas
round
coisas.
table,
E
and
ela
I would tell her
faleceu.
some things.
Enquanto ela
Then,
estava
she
viva,
passed away.
né, e eu
While she was alive, I was having astral
fazendo projeções
projections to see
astrais
her.
para
I've
vê-la.
always done that, and not long ago she
Eu
passed
fazia
away.
isso sempre. Aí há pouco tempo ela faleceu.
When I arrived at her funeral, she'd already been buried. I stood still, alone, looking, and thought, gosh, this life is a spark in eternity. We really have to learn how to deal with it, how to do better things. We don't do what we should, we do what interests us, we do what we've learned, which sometimes has nothing to do with growth, or with improvement of consciousness. So that's it. I had that impression and got out of there. I wasn't suffering to the point of saying, oh my God, I've lost someone. No, but there were two things inside my head. One was that I didn't do her disincarnation work. It wasn't the first time it happened. Sometimes with people close to us we participate in the disincarnation group, but it doesn't work like that. Just because we want things to happen, can they happen? Yes. Sometimes we wish and ask for the spiritual supporters that they concede the possibility of being there, not to do, but to watch, and we get it. Normally you just do the disincarnation when you are in that group, and you are doing. This is a work. But I didn't do hers. So I felt like I was in default. I said, I could have participated in it. Death is not easy to deal with, because you live with people, you talk, you give things, receive things, share a lot of things in your life. Suddenly, when that person is not there, it's not just about missing a physical body, but it's about missing all the spiritual and emotional context that you were used to, that was part of you. We assume it. So, it's a good idea to learn how to deal with our own loneliness. I think we have to go further. We have to learn how to love, work more and more to be loved. Then things are lighter inside us. This physical body, no matter how advanced you are, it comes with marks. You are in the middle of an internal mess in this planet, where all people think in a way and impregnate that in you, not only physically but also spiritually. So, even if you are in a better level, when something happens, you suffer the consequences of predetermined circumstances by all consciousnesses of the planet. We resent and don't know why. It's like a spirit approach. You are calm and suddenly you get angry, because there's a spirit near you working with this kind of energy. Or suddenly you want to laugh a lot. There's a spirit by your side. So, it's more or less what we experience related to movements of emotional energy from those who are near us. They may be better, easier, and more fluid energies, or denser, more blocked energies. I think death has to be learned. Death will happen to all of us. Yesterday I was in São Damião with CEC's people. Maybe you'll see this video. I made a joke and said, look, I have something for you. I'll make a prediction, here at the table, for everybody. They stopped, and I said, you will all die. But it's obvious that everybody will die. Nobody can be plasticized for eternity, living inside a body, not even if we start inventing a lot of technology. I think the highest technology is when we evolve greatly, so that we can use several vehicles. Look what happens. We die, we are in a stupor, and after this, we are slowly adapting to the spiritual environment. I'm talking about a normal consciousness. Or better, common, not normal. When you discard all emotional charges and fears, you start understanding what happened to you, because sometimes we don't understand it. It takes some time. It might take more or less time. There are consciousnesses with 400, 500 years without reincarnating. You ask, is that possible? Of course it is. You are in a stupor for a very long time, for you to dissolve the emotional charges you have created in wars, in anger. We nurture a lot of anger, I always say that. We must stop getting angry with anything. Sometimes nobody is guilty. Each one is making their way here, and we get angry. Anger stays with us. While you have a physical body, you feel it very little. When you are in spiritual body, you'll feel it very much. It is just you, the manifestation of anger. That's why people turn into a spiritual harassment. They attack a physical person, trying to disturb them. It's because of that. Now, if you evolve so much that your vehicle, at least it's my thought because of everything I've learned, all people will have the same body, an equal body. Evolution must take us to that. You are different because of your emotional contexts. But if there are no more emotional contexts, we'll all be equal. Genetics will make everyone be equal. If you lose your physical body, you can take another one immediately and carry on. Your process of vehicle using won't be a reincarnation one. It'll just be a vehicle using process. But to get there, will take a while. This talk about death is very interesting. It helps a lot. If you have any questions, send to us, because I'm here to work together with everyone and learn a lot. You can find the address of our website and our social networks in the description of this video. You are welcome to follow us, ask questions or join our Facebook group. We meet in the next Human Factors.
E a gente se encontra no próximo Fatores Humanos.
Would you like to participate in a work of energy giving from afar that is benefiting thousands of people? Click on the link below for more information.